You see, if you're a guy and you want to intrigue a lady, you need to know that you first have to hold her attention, all right? So let me walk you through what you can do if you want to talk to a lady and maybe you are planning on talking to her, but then you don't want to talk to her immediately. What am I trying to say? You see, the minute umesha spot dem umesema okay, ule ndio dem naona ni kama naweza approach, what you want to do is first you want to make yourself familiar to her, okay? By familiar namaanisha nini? Make sure you have that eye contact. Even if you're not going to talk to her on that day, unaweza decide siku ya kwanza utamwangalia kwanza ujue udem anakaa hivi, like you get a profile of her face, like you see okay, udem anakaanga hivi, so now it's registered in your mind. So anytime she passes hautakosa kumjua, because you see sometimes you can mistake somebody for somebody else, lakini ile time umemwangalia sura po unajua udem anakaanga hivi, so you have a mental picture of what she looks like. The thing that I want to tell you is the first thing that you can do to intrigue a lady, you can actually say hi hata kama hutaendeleza conversations. And why is this helpful? Because atenda kijuliza mbona mwanaume ameniambia hi na hakuendeleza conversations, okay? So this is something that I've done practically, and unapata the minute you do it, it's like kama dem ako willing, anaweza expect okay, alikuwa nadhani utaendelea ama utaendelea na conversation, and then you just like, and then you end up just saying mimi nilikuwa nataka tu kukusalimia, and the minute you do that, you intrigue a lady, anaanza kushindwa okay, uchali why did he say it? The same way you can do it also ni nani ile time unapitana na msichana, you can actually tell her sasa, and then obviously madam, so what happens when a lady is walking towards you and she's almost passing and you say sasa, atasemea poa almost akiwa nyuma yako, and then just walk away as a guy. By the way, hata ujifanya hata hujasikia, ujifanya hata uja concentrate kama amejibu ama hajajibu. The reason for this is because it will intrigue her. Ataanza kujiuliza okay, chali mbona amenisalimia, and who is this guy? So now she starts asking herself that question. The minute she's thinking about you the second day, the third day, unapatana tena na yeye the fourth day, unamwambia niaje, by the way sikujua jina yako. You see, so the conversation doesn't have to start ati sasa ujue kila kitu about yeye the first day. No, that's what's called flirting. Pole pole tu, and that's what ladies confuse with the chase. Actually, mimi niko hapa ku clarify to ladies, men don't like chasing, men like flirting. What does chasing mean? Chasing, for how girls naonanga wakiinterpret, they think chasing is ati play hard to get for 6 months na chali tu wako hapo ati anapenda kuchase. Hiyo ni uongo. Guys love to flirt, and flirting just means they want to play around with your two emotions, with your feelings. Hata tu kuona venye utafanya. You get? The other thing also you can do as a man to intrigue a lady, you can compliment her in the most, kitu yenye hata ha expect kucomplimentiwa. So let me tell you the most complimented things about ladies. Guys will compliment their physique, they'll compliment their face, they'll compliment, face na maanisha beauty. But you see, you can just sit there and actually compliment maybe her accessories. Unamwambia uko na watch kali, uko na bracelet kali, uko na earrings kali. Yani zile vitu zenye ideally she doesn't think that a man would take, would be intrigued by. Like hazi dhani ati nini mwanaume anaweza take attention aone necklace yake inakaaje ama probably earrings zake zinakaaje. And also you can go further and say by the eyebrows zako zinakaa poa. Unajua eyebrows literally ni hizi. You see, before you can see this and notice this as a man, even dem anajiuliza because those are not the things that probably anashughulika nazo, especially if she's not too keen on beauty na vitu kama hizo ama hata makeup na vitu kama hizo. That's the second thing. That's the second way you can intrigue a lady. The other way you can intrigue a lady, you can actually go up to her and try to compare her with somebody that you think is beautiful. In this case, wacha tutumie Aziad. I think Aziad is beautiful. Utasikia, so personally you might go to a lady and say, niaje unataka kupea Aziad compare? Naona unapea Aziad compare. And you see, when you say that can mean so many things. So now dem anashindwa sasa utalia na maanisha nini akiniambia hivi. And imagine sometimes you can even give those compliments ama those subliminal compliments and just walk away. So dem atabaki ameshindwa, wewe kwa nini umsi hataki kunimalizia, alikuwa anamaanisha nini akisema hivyo. So it's very important, because once you build up that kind of intrigued, the more dem ako intrigued in you, the more atakuwa interested kusikia what you have to say, the more atakuwa interested kusikia okay, what is this what is different about this guy that he's actually intriguing me. Anashindwa niaje umemshtua hivyo ama niaje unambamba hivyo all of a sudden. All right, the other way also you can do it is you can say something that she doesn't expect. So hizi nazitanga icebreakers. You can actually go up to her and say, hey, by the way unakaa toxic. So it depends with the context, okay? But mnaweza kuwa mmeongea and then you can say, hey, by the way unakaa toxic, you know, when you say that, a lady will be like, "Kai, toxic aje," you know. So if she's innocent, utaona she will bring out that side and she'll be like, misi hakuna veneza kuwa toxic nini, kwani kuwa toxic. But if she's toxic, kama she's wild in a way, kuna venye naye atakuonesha kwani unadhani sijui nini, you get. So it will intrigue and also it will push your conversation to be even more deeper, because let me tell you, if you want to interact with a lady na unataka akutake seriously, even if you don't want to be in a relationship with them, but unataka akuweke pahali, kwa wale watu wenye wanamkatia unataka akuweke pahali, you need to make sure that your conversations are deep. Like kuna venye tu conversations zenyu ziko na weight. Don't be the guy of the surface. Hiyo ni poa in the first days, but then if you don't have any depth to you and I feel hani intrigue, literally haumbambi, you're not raising her you know, she's not curious about you. So intriguing is about bringing out that curiosity in a lady. The other way you're gonna intrigue a lady is make her laugh. Like fanya dem acheke, okay? Say whatever joke you have to say, even if you think it's a wild joke or you think it's a crazy joke. At the end of the day, madem pia ni humans. Venye mwanaume atachekea joke fulani, ndio the same way pia yeye atachekea joke fulani. So it's very important. And you find that by the madem wanakuanga na sense of humor, and the way to know that, uta notice that most of them wanashinanga wamepost memes ama wanashinanga wamepost funny videos. Why do you think they do it? Is because they love to laugh, they love kuchekeshwa, they love to feel like umse ananiletea joy kwa maisha yangu. So that's what you want to do as a man. If you want to intrigue a lady, make sure umemfanya acheke. So within the first, probably after the first 2 minutes za kuongeleshana, lazima ufind kitu funny about whatever situation you are in ama whatever context you are in, and then make a joke about it, and utaona huo dem by the atacheka. So already ukifanya dem acheke within the first 5 minutes of talking to her, already hapo ushamu intrigue. The other way you can do it is, you see, anytime you talk to, anytime you probably, so umekuja, and this probably ina happen privately, okay? So let's say we invite for Netflix and chill and blah blah blah. Let me tell you, the number one way you can intrigue a lady, you see, when you hug her, hebu try kuguza nyash. No, seriously, hug her and try kuguza nyash. Don't do this mkiwa nje. This is a private thing. So hapo probably mmemita for Netflix and chill na nini. The minute you do it, she doesn't expect it. Okay, so how do you intrigue a lady? By doing things she doesn't expect. Remember, dem moja mrembo anakatiwa almost na wanaume kama 10. And hawa wanaume 10, kila mtu ako na vibe yake, kila mtu ako na style yake, kila mtu anajua whatever they do to get a girl's attention. So now you have to stand out and do the bold things then zenye probably mtu mwingine mwenye anamkatia haezi kuwa ready kufanya ama na feel, you know, they feel anxious about it. So you always have to be at the best of your game. Lazima ukue A game kila time una interact na dem. So do the things that make her feel like, hey, Naumses ni bold. Unaona? Naumses yako na guts. Naumses yako na, the minute a lady says that about you, unafaa kujua umemuintrigue. Another thing also, when you talk to a lady, make sure unamwangalia kwa macho. Like look her straight in the eyes, confidently and boldly. How move? It's called eye contact. You're not moving, you're looking at her straight in the eye, unamwambia niaje. By the way, unaona ukipeana hizo compliments, don't say those compliments kama humwangalii. Mwambie tasiko na macho supu, and see how she'll react, because now you want to push her to a point where now she starts even blushing, anashindwa akimbona niko na blush hivyo, especially kama unamkatia mbele ya mabeshti wake and you make her giggle kidogo, unamfanya cheke kidogo, unamfanya akaini kama ameanza kublush. The minute even she goes and talks to her friends, atamwambia na wewe ulikuwa na react aje, it means you've intrigued her. And you see, those things, sisi for wanaume, we may not think about them deeply, tunazoona ni kawaida. But for women, once you intrigue her, she starts to see you in another level. Anaanza kukuona, you know, anaanza saa kucreate hizo castles in the air. Anaanza kuona, by the no chali mbona ametake interest na mimi hivyo. And you have to know that every time you meet a lady, akona insecurity, okay? So what I learned very recently, ni ati dem akona insecurity wants to be reminded that she's beautiful. So anytime you katia a lady and you feel dem kuna venye believe ya ni mrembo, ama kuna venye maybe anajikompea sana na wasichana wengine, feel ni kama ako hapo, that's the kind of lady that you always want to give her compliments. But then zisikue too much, just balance them. Lakini wani mtu anataka compliments, and intentional compliments zina make sense, see the generic zile tu anashinanga amesikia. Hapana, pick on something and then just say something beautiful about it. The last thing I'll say ni you have to say things that spark her imagination. All right, it's like when you look at a lady and say, "Eh, nonaka, you look like a good kisser." You see, once you say something like that, anaka hivi anasema, "So Charlie, like why is this guy playing with my mind?" The minute dem ameanza kureact hivyo, ameanza ku have those feelings za, even when she thinks about you, she almost like laughs, ama she starts anaanza kufanto tu, anaanza tu kuona imagination flani just because of something you said, then you know you really have intrigued her.
Gachin! Lion!